Good evening. Wow. Kind of a crazy news day today. Kind of. It wasn't. I don't think it's was anywhere on the level of what we're going to see the rest of the week. To be honest, I've got a feeling, a very strong feeling, that starting tomorrow we might want to hang on tight. It's just a feeling that I've got. I know that I had heard something to the effect today of Biden sometime, I guess, here soon to be speaking on the COVID situation and, the fact that we've got so many cases ongoing in the United States. So I would buckle up for that. I don't know how far he'll take it yet at this point. I don't know that they're quite ready to announce some type of a nationwide mandate. We'll see what happens. I don't think, I think that they spend a lot of time paying attention to the climate, if you will, of the American people. And I think that they have heard loud and clear that there are many of the American people that just ain't having it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that there's a lot more other things that is really going to be hitting the news kind of hard and heavy. I mean, every direction. If you look at what's going on, all of the big news stories, even in today's information, all of the big news stories have some type of crazy angle that that's going on with it. It's absolutely insane. Of course, more information apparently came out about Fauci and his role in gain of function research. So again, I would get ready to hang on because, well, it's kind of like this with the kind of information that's coming out. If it can gain any traction, a lot of mainstream media is ignoring this stuff. But if it can really gain any traction, who knows where that could lead. So, it's crazy. And then we have absolutely bizarre stuff like this. And I am going to read the article to you. Probably not going to be a real super long show tonight. I am whooped. I've been pretty much at it. When I say at it, one thing or another I've been at pretty much all day long. I am whooped. So I got a long morning of editing to do. So basically data entry type of stuff, copy, paste, edit. So literally like hours worth to do. So, and I spent probably 2 to 3 hours on it off and on today. So among other things that I had to take care of. So a little bit tired. So anyway, this article came out like shortly before the show. Now, I'd been hearing about this through other media sources throughout the day. I think Luke Radowski had talked about it. I don't know if Tim did in his video or not. I can't remember. So anyways, the headline says, a harmful language alert. National Archives puts warning label on U.S. Constitution and Declaration of Independence. This is a very concerning precedent. It really is. Anyway, here's what the article says. It says, visitors to the National Archives website looking for the U.S. founding documents are now greeted with labels warning of harmful language, and it isn't clear when the tags were added, but the move has angered some Republicans. Harmful language alert labels can be found on pages displaying the scanned versions of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, as well as the first 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights. The addition has caught the eye of Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, a Republican of Colorado, who pointed it out on Tuesday. She wasn't the only one. Ken Cuccinelli, I believe is how it may be pronounced, former Deputy Homeland Security Secretary in the Trump administration, caught the labeling of the Constitution on Monday, a public holiday in the U.S. What are we becoming? Cuccinelli asked in a tweet. Are you kidding me? It was no joke, however. The link on the label leads to the National Archives and Records Administration statement on potentially harmful content, defined as reflecting racist, sexist, ableist, misogynist, or misogynistic, misogynor, whatever, and xenophobic opinions and attitudes, or being discriminatory towards or exclude diverse views on sexuality, gender, religion, and more, among other criteria. Wow, that's a mouthful. The archivists are told to inform the users about the presence and origin of such harmful content, all of that crap, update descriptions with more respectful terms, and make an institutional commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Oh man, I was on a roll there too. Accessibility. Damn it. It was It was unclear when the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and the Bill of Rights were labeled as potentially harmful. Back in July, during its traditional reading of the Declaration on the anniversary of its adoption, July 4, 1776, the National Public Radio added a disclaimer for the very first time, saying that the words in the document land differently after last summer's protest and our national reckoning on race. That is a very concerning statement if you unpack that completely. Okay? I've warned about this for a very long time. I've warned about watching for them to do away with the Constitution and, of course, the national anthem, the U.S. flag. You know, but I've been warning for a very long time, since high school, because I had a high school history teacher that warned me. And I'd been warning since then. You know, be mindful. If they ever try to attack and go after the Constitution of the United States, we're in trouble. We're in some serious trouble. And folks, this is exactly the position that we stand in today, right now. And we really need to think about that. And we really need to we need to put some time into thinking about what we want for the future of this country and your children, your grandchildren. We really need to take some time and think about that. Anyway, it goes on to say this was a reference to Black Lives Matter protests that began in May 2020 after the death of George Floyd in Minnesota, quickly attributed by activist groups to institutional racism in policing and the entire U.S. social and political system. Democrats Joe Biden and Kamala Harris backed the protesters in April after a Minneapolis police officer was convicted of murdering Floyd. Now President Biden and Vice President Harris hailed the verdict and demanded reforms in the name of racial justice. In a series of tweets in July, NPR said a Declaration of Independence contained flaws and deeply ingrained hypocrisies, pointing in particular to a racist slur against indigenous Americans, presumably referring to the line about merciless Indian savages the colonists complained about to the British Crown. The first outlet to call attention to the National Archive labels appears to be the National Pulse. In an article on Monday, the outlet pointed out that the tags were not included on items that contained outright racist insults aimed at African Americans and Jews, such as a 2008 article from the Archives magazine Prologue dealing with Jim Crow laws, or Appendix 16 of the 1964 Warren Commission report on the assassination of President Kennedy. So definitely interesting, and like I say, that's when you really need to start paying close attention to what your government's doing. When they want to remove the very founding documents of this country, we better be paying close attention. That's what we're looking at right now, unfortunately. And it's not good. Not considering every single other thing we have going on. I don't think that a lot of this is just by chance. I really do think that they are hitting us with as many different things as they possibly can at one time to be able to force us to submit to whatever the hell kind of world that they have viewed for us. This is ridiculous. I don't know what's going to happen in the immediate future of this country. It certainly looks dark. It certainly looks dark. There is a number of people that just are not going to have it. Just not going to have it. There was another article that came out. Let me grab it here real quick. And open it up. Nearly 70% of unvaccinated Americans would rather quit their job than take mandatory vaccinations, says a poll. It's one of the headlines for tonight. I'm telling you, there is a large number of Americans that aren't having it. And I'm not necessarily referring to the vaccination, but that too. They're just not having this overreach anymore. They're done. They're done. Now, wherever you fall doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. We have to look at what the majority, or at least a fair amount. I think things are likely going to get rough. I think partially that's going to be because of plans, those that do pull the strings. And I think the other part is going to be resistance. I mean, the way I see this going, the direction that I see this going, I think that they're going to try to clamp down. I think they would like to see the same type of clamp down as what like Australia's got. But I don't know that they think that they ever got a chance of reaching that. But they might. You never know. I mean, these people are insane. These people are absolutely insane. Most important thing is be ready. Be prepared. Have food to be able to ride it out. That's one of the most important things. And just hope that you got as much time as possible to get ready. Because again, it's not going to be a joyride. That's for sure. That's for sure. But I think it's safe to say at this point that they are attacking everything that makes this the United States of America. They're, in my opinion, they're trying to erase it. Literally trying to erase this country. And I guess replace it with something different. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't sign up for that. I didn't sign up for that. I didn't sign up for even a democracy. Because I was born in a constitutional republic. And all the voting that's gone on since 1972 when I was born. Ain't nobody changed that. We're still a constitutional republic. Plain and simple. Which pretty much moots most all of these bullshit arguments. But it is what it is. I don't know. Like I say, I really truly think we've got dark times ahead of us. I'm not saying that to be doom and gloom. I'm saying that to be real. Like I say, it's going to be an equal amount them and it's going to be an equal amount us causing the woes. I really believe that. So, buckle up. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I think tomorrow is going to be a huge news day. And I think Thursday and Friday are not going to let up. I think they're going to be pretty insane as well. So, it's just a gut feeling, and I'm usually pretty accurate on these. I have a few sips of coffee, and we'll just get the headlines out. I'll get the heck out of here. Maybe be in bed by 9:30. That'd be nice. I'm like not joking. I am beat. Anyway, my neck and shoulders are killing me too, so. Alright. Fun times. And then tomorrow I should be where I want, where I want to be on that website, and I'm going to show it again to you guys, and let's check it out. So, not quite where I want it to be yet before I show it to you, but tomorrow I for sure will be. So, anyway, let me grab a couple of vapes. Fun times. All right. Let's see. All headlines from this morning. Well, today, Nipah infections rise to 11 in India after virus with no vaccine available kills 12-year-old boy in Kerala. A third person dies in Japan after receiving Moderna COVID vaccine from batch recalled over stainless steel contamination. Russia-China trade turnover soars 30% in 2021, on course to reach $200 billion by 2024. Europe's high energy prices are just the beginning. G7 countries invite Russia and China for joint meeting on Afghanistan, Tokyo reveals, but Moscow bemoans lack of clarity from the group. With its plans to unite Eurasia from sea to sea, Russia is betting the days of total U.S. economic supremacy are now coming to an end. Russia's Crimea looks to African markets for agricultural trade. Japan to purchase 150 million doses of Novavax COVID jab produced by country's drug maker Takeda, something like that. Encrypted email website ProtonMail passes users' IP addresses to French authorities, leading to arrest of climate activists. So, how do you like that? Russia and Pakistan may start building major gas pipelines soon, says ambassador. World leaders in green energy, my backside. Britain fires up 2 coal power stations as wind speeds drop, drawing ire. South Korea becomes first nation without nuclear weapons to develop submarine-launched ballistic missile capability, says the media. Deadlier than COVID-19, but less contagious. What we know about Nipah bat-borne virus threatening to become new scourge in India. Let's see. Why is El Salvador on course to be one of the fastest growing economies in the world? Kaiser Report explains. Let's see. U.S. working with Taliban on securing additional flights from Afghan capital, says Secretary of State. Russia is not ready to recognize cryptocurrency, says the Kremlin. UK minister says no firebreak lockdown planned for autumn, but COVID-19 booster jabs are a priority. Projects prolonging fossil fuel use secure 21% more funding than clean air initiatives, says a report. Indian troops to fight side by side with Russian tanks and soldiers as part of massive war games simulating anti-terrorism operation. 300 British troops offered hearing loss test after 5.5 billion pound Ajax tank trials halted over noise complaints. Zelensky regime can demolish monuments to friendship with Russia, but it will never divide the people, says Ukrainian opposition leader. Taliban fighters disperse anti-Pakistan rally in Afghan capital Kabul. Melbourne police surround synagogue as 100 worshippers reportedly breach COVID curbs to mark Jewish New Year. Spanish wildfire that ripped through Galicia region, clearly intentional as blazes ignited simultaneously, says an official. EU to seek daily fines against Poland over long-standing grievances with judicial reforms. Australian PM slammed for flying to see kids on Father's Day while more than half the country's fathers remained in lockdown. Russia needs new wave of privatization to slash public sector and sell off inefficient state companies, Putin confidant Kudrin says. Vaccines required to fly, even if you're in the cockpit. Russia's Aeroflot suspends pilots without pay for refusing COVID-19 jabs. Taliban announces formation of new government, including some ministers wanted by the U.S. Paris jewelry store hit by armed raiders, $10 million worth of loot stolen, says the media. UK Prime Minister breaks election pledge to hike national insurance, blaming COVID. Europe just experienced its hottest summer ever, EU Climate Change Service says. Ukrainian President Zelensky harasses country's opposition and acts just like Belarus's Lukashenko, claims predecessor Poroshenko. Iran hails historic naval mission in Atlantic Ocean, the waters of the arrogant powers. Merkel warns Germans against voting for left-wing government and last speech to parliament as election nears. UK government celebrates phenomenal achievement as 80% of over 16s fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Deadly bat caves and humanized mice test release documents describe highest risk involved in U.S.-funded coronavirus research in Wuhan. German police secretly procured and used controversial Israeli Pegasus smartphone spyware, says the media. America must come to terms with the fact that Turkish purchase of Russian missile system is a done deal, warns Turkey's foreign minister. A Trump aide and Getter CEO briefly detained in Brazil amid claims of Bolsonaro hatching insurrection plot ahead of elections. New Jersey's Rutgers University bans unvaccinated student from online courses, says reports. So, like, an online course you can't have if you're unvaccinated. That's how ridiculous. Let's see. Absolutely diabolical or just no nonsense. English Club's job ad sparks row after telling applicants to forget work-life balance. Nearly 70% of unvaccinated Americans would rather quit their job than take mandatory vaccination, says a poll. Already told you that one. More Afghanistan spending. Biden asked Congress for $6.4 billion for full resettlement of Afghan refugees. Is it Tornadex now? In his latest gaffe, Biden says they don't call them tornadoes anymore during climate change speech. They don't? What do they call them? My goodness. Let's see. Video game developer Tripwire CEO forced to step down for tweeting in support of anti-abortion law in Texas. Let's see. Musk trolls Bezos again over reports Amazon founder invested in anti-aging research. A military-industrial behemoth, Raytheon, investigated for allegedly bribing Qatar, which awarded it billions in contracts, says a report. That probably wasn't a good idea. Let's see. Easier to vote, harder to cheat. Texas Governor Abbott signs voting integrity law that sparked Democratic exodus. And that's it. That is it. All right. Wow, that's a super quick show. I'll take it. Take it, and I'll get it edited and good to go. And my butt will probably be out like a light bulb by 9:30. And then I'll probably be up about 4 in the morning, dragging my butt in the kitchen making coffee, and then doing a bunch of website editing. So anyway, I am going to get out of here. Sorry I'm not more talkative tonight. I am just absolutely worn out. I will try to have more energy tomorrow. Anyway, until then, as always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit, and shalom.